Fine. It's, I also needed a little respite.
Yes, I get that. It's been a long summer, I'm sure.
Yes, but hot. But, uh, this heat makes me wish for winter. It's kind of nice living in the East Coast because, yeah, I get to look forward to a different season every time. It's not all the time the same thing. So it's good.
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed. I'm sorry to hear you're having trouble with all of your credit card fraud and attacks and things.
Yes. I also wanted to share it because I don't know if anybody else has had this problem, but I had a credit card, like I mentioned to you, for 22 years, a Chase Visa. No problem ever. It was wonderful. Even it ended in 5555, which is very easy to remember. But all of a sudden, a month ago, I received this notice from Chase that there was a fraud, and it was through DoorDash, digital wallet. When I called them, I had just used the credit card one time that morning in at Acme, so I related. I thought, well, it was related to Acme. Somebody there. We went to Acme, and they say they check all the registers that there's nothing going on in their registers when you're checking out and everything. Well, so then my Chase Visa sent me a replacement a week after. As soon as I started using it, I used it one time again at Acme, and it was there was a fraud again through DoorDash. So I thought for sure that it was related to Acme, but they said no, it wasn't. So, and there's nothing you can do. So they sent me another one. This time I didn't use it at Acme. I used it somewhere else. I forgot where it was. And that evening, it's funny, it's always they send me this fraud thing in the evening, 6 p.m., 8 p.m., something like that. That has been hacked again through DoorDash. Well, this had nothing to do with Acme then. Well, to make a long story short, when I talked to the reps, they sent me a new one anyway. And when I talked to the reps, they said that my credit card had been linked to digital wallet at DoorDash, which they had stopped it. They had wiped it. But the fourth time was hacked again through DoorDash and another vendor, nothing related. So, the annoyances, you have to call every vendor that is attached to your credit card, like Xfinity or HP, Inc., or things like that. So I called them up, and they say, the rep said, well, you have several digital wallets attached to your card, which I had no idea because I don't even know what a digital wallet does. The only time I use my credit card is to purchase, but in person, always in person, or sometimes through Amazon, seldom. And one time I purchased, and this is when it started happening also, I purchased one small item through a company called Q Card or Q Care, something like that. I've never heard before, but I went offline and I went make sure that it was a legit thing, and it seemed to be legit. So these people said that I had several digital wallets, Macy's, which I purchase at Macy's every so often, but I present my card there. It's not that I open a digital wallet. Nordstrom's, same situation. And then one item that it was called Stripe, Stripe or Strip, something like that. I don't know if you've heard of it, which I have no idea what they do. And this DoorDash and everything. So I said, please erase all of those digital wallets. I don't want to be attached to any because I don't I don't do digital wallet thing. So I received now another one. I have not called them to say that I received it because now I am afraid. I am afraid even to have it working, even if I don't purchase anything through it. My son said that it could be that I have a virus in all of um, uh, my computer, my iPad, and my iPhone. But I I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just so confused. I talked to another friend, and he's a banker somewhere else, and he says him and his wife this month have been hacked 3 times. Also, this is Citibank Mastercard, and they don't know what to do. So I don't know if anybody has any idea, or you, Lynn, probably know one way of avoiding this or solving or.
Mhm. Well, thank you for sharing your story. I'm sorry this is happening to you.
Yes.
But I'm assuming each time they send you a new card, it's different digits each time?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
I figured.
The beginning is this, the first 4 digits are the same, but the rest are different.
Yeah. And have you gone into your Chase account online and changed your password online? That's my idea of how they're getting in. If you
That's-
haven't changed that password, they might be seeing that they might have logged into your Chase account online and see that you keep getting new ones. And so they're like, oh, here's the new account number, and they're seeing it online like that.
Well, I don't go online for Chase. I don't even have a password with Chase online. So I have never put a password for Chase online.
Yes. So you never set up an online banking account?
No, I don't do any banking online because exactly that. I'm not very versed in all these computer things, and I am afraid that somebody can get into my accounts. So I don't do any banking whatsoever online.
Okay. I wondered if somebody set one up for you, if they got a hold of your credit card number and created a password and things that you couldn't say get into. Did you talk to
No,
the Chase people about that at all?
no, I didn't, and they didn't mention, but
I would think they would be aware, but maybe they assume you do online banking because most
oh,
people do. I don't know. It's a theory.
well, I have my credit card with me all the time. I don't, nobody has it. My husband doesn't even use that credit card. He has a different one. So I don't know, maybe these people are so knowledgeable, that maybe they got into, I have no idea how they would have done that, but should I go to like a Chase Bank outlet here and ask them if I have
If there's a way for them to see if somebody created an online bank account for you, if you have a bank that you go here physically.
Well,
ask
I don't do banking through Chase. The only thing that I have is a Chase
credit
Visa.
card.
I do banking through another outfit, and I don't have any links to that online at all
Okay.
because I don't trust
Yeah. I might still go to the physical store and ask, this is happening to me. Did someone set up a online banking account with this credit card? Because if they did, it wasn't me, and we need to change the password or end that.
Oh, yeah, and that,
Because
yeah.
it would be very easy if somehow your credit card got put on the internet somewhere.
Uh-huh.
If somebody got those numbers in a data breach, and then they got that, they saw your name and they got your birthday in some mass data breach, and then were able to use all of your credentials, birthday, address, phone number, all that, and set that up under you without your knowledge at all. It's happened to others. So I
Yeah,
would,
because I don't want to do it myself online because I don't know how to navigate that. But you think it's safe if I go to the Chase outlet banking?
go to the physical building
Yeah,
with people there.
and try to talk to the manager or something like that.
Somehow, I think there was a data breach with your credit card. So somehow information got put on the internet and that's how they're getting it. But so my other thought or a way to approach it is going through DoorDash. I'm assuming they're all showing up. The DoorDash bills
Yeah,
are
it's just
going on
DoorDash.
your credit card.
Yeah, well,
You're
they
seeing them as like line items, and then
well, no, I don't get the DoorDash charge on my statement so far. I haven't because my credit card Chase knows my history, I guess, and they know that I never do that. I don't deal with DoorDash and everything. So immediately, as soon as there's a charge on that, they send me the fraud line communication, and then they send, if this was not you, we'll send you a replacement. So I thought it was not me. So I have never been charged.
So nobody's actually made any purchases that have gone through the system then that aren't yours.
No, now when I receive the new credit, the new credit card statement, we'll see what's in there. But I haven't. I have not received any other notification. The only one is DoorDash, which is so strange. And the first time they charged it was $30 something. The second time was $70 something. Third time was $90 something. So they keep trying because the people at Chase say, well, they have a way, is at DoorDash or any digital wallet that you have. As soon as you change that one credit card goes not good to be charged, immediately they put the new one. I don't know how they find out, but they do. I think the credit card company notifies them directly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that does make sense then. So on your phone, you can add your credit cards as wallet. So it's a digital and it's more encrypted. It's actually safer to use those than the physical cards anymore. But to use the digital wallets that they're using. But that is one of the things that I like about it is it automatically updates that. We had that conversation a few months ago here where somebody wondered if it would auto update the credit card, but it does. That is a.
And that's the other thing my friend told me. He said that they were going to call their Citibank card outfit and tell them, do not update my credit card to any of the vendors or any digital wallets that we have. So I don't know if I should, I can do that too. I don't know. I thought, because see, when I get a new one, I immediately call the vendors that are attached to my credit card, like let's say Public Storage or HP or Xfinity, and I give them the new credit card number. But I didn't realize that they do that too. It would have saved me some time.
I'm looking to see if there's a way for you to cancel all digital wallet type purchases. But
yeah, because Chase says that they were going to do that, but in all honesty, I don't. Every time there's this happening, I talk to a different agent, and you get to a point that you don't trust anybody anymore, you know. Because also some of them are in other foreign countries. It's hard to understand them, and it's really upsetting.
Which is another reason it might just be easier to go to the bank, to the actual store.
Yes, and there's one here close
Mhm.
by, so I can actually go there
Go
if you.
there and say cancel, like shut down everything, but this.
I was also thinking of calling all the vendors attached to my card and just put a different card number, just completely um, cancel Visa and put another one like I have with Bank of America or something like that. I don't know. But if like you said, they have my name, date of birth, address, maybe they even have social security number, then they can trace me with any other card that I use. However, I have used the one that I have with my husband, the MasterCard, and so far, knock on wood, but so far has not been hacked. And
That's
it's mine.
good. Yeah, I wish there was a way that you could like change your name or do some but you can't do that kind of stuff.
I know.
You're-
And it's funny because I
Yeah.
have two middle initials, but in on my cards, they only put one. So I was thinking, well, maybe I call and I change and I put my two middle initials and see if that works. But I don't know. My son, my daughter-in-law thinks, like I mentioned before, that I have a virus in all my iPad, my Mac, and my phone to restore everything to factory, but I don't want to. I have so many things on my computer that I enjoy, so I just don't want to do all that.
I'm guessing it was a data breach that your information was in, and it's not malware on your computer
Okay.
or any of your devices. Would you agree, Stephen, in that analysis? But I wonder,
That's accurate to me.
there's a website, I think it's I'veBeenPwned.com or something, where you can see where you can see if your email or credit cards and things have been in a data breach. So I wonder if we ran that, if we could see where maybe your data breach happened. Yeah, so it's this website here. I think we've talked about it before, but if I throw your email in there, does it say, you've been pawned? 6 data breaches have been found with your email address.
Oh, wow.
So FDL 2019, People's Data Labs containing 622.
I
And
don't know any of those people.
Evite, it's a online invite thing. Somehow your email is
I never used it, but I received evites from my nieces in Massachusetts. I don't know if that has gone through that. So I have 6 data breaches, or
yes. River City Media spam list.
I don't know who they
I
are.
don't know who that is.
So how did you get on this
This is a
site?
website. It's called I'veBeenPwned.com.
How do you spell that?
Let me move this.
Oh, I've been pawned.
Sorry, I dragged it and then I lost it. So but they doing this usually tells you where you need to change your information so that it gets off the internet. But have I been pawned? Excuse me, it's not I've been pawned.
Okay.
Have I been pawned?
have,
And you just put your email or phone number in this blank spot. So if, say, I were to do my Westminster email, we'll see if my Westminster email. Oh, Westminster email's been pawned too. That's interesting. I don't even have any of those accounts. See? You like you.
Yeah.
So
And if I've been pawned, can I erase all those things, or can I?
so it's one of those, like, if it was a website, say, that had your email and password, you can go in and change your password to those things, like MyFitnessPal and the what's it called? Where's your email?
EFD.
EFE.
No, EFD.
Ah,
EET at Comcast.net.
so like this one, you can ask for both of these to their website. So you could put your password, your email in the password, and then go in and change all the information that's in those accounts.
And what password do I have to put?
You would probably do forget my password, because you might, like, as you said, you get in evites all the time, but you might not have a password.
Yeah, I don't even get on evites. It's just I got this one invitation from my niece in Massachusetts a few months ago. That's it. But I recognize that one. I don't use it. I don't even know how to use it. So the only thing I can do is I can, if I receive something like that, I just don't open it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't open, they still can pawn me or not.
Yes, if what it
Oh.
means is that the data that was in these accounts, like this City River Media, it's email and IP addresses, as well as names and physical addresses, were released. So that could be your email address was released to the to the internet, your computer IP address, your name, and your home addresses, or your work address, or any address associated with you.
And the first one, that if you can go down, what is the first one that I've been pawned? It was
this data enrichment exposure from
what?
this is People's Data Labs. I wonder if it's a research company that collects data on people.
Oh,
Like a census type stuff, but it says that your email address, your employer, your geographical location, job titles, names, phone numbers, and social media profiles were compromised in that data breach.
Oh, it tells you here everything. That's interesting.
Yeah. So in the Evite, it's date of birth, email address, your gender, your names, your password, your phone number, and your physical address.
Passwords. Wow.
So this is, and I don't know if you play Word with Friends, but this one was a Words with Friends. It was a data breach with that.
Yeah, I used to, but many years ago. I don't do that anymore. Oh.
It's one of those, if you did it once on the internet, it's there forever.
Oh.
Even if you stop doing it, the information's still there. So in that data breach, your email address, password, phone numbers, and usernames were breached. So Yeah, so if you log into that app on your phone, you can go in and change your password there. But it is scary how much information is
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
taken off the internet. But
Yeah.
they collect all this data and then use it to do credit card fraud or banking fraud or identity fraud or anything like that.
Yeah.
So you are not alone in this. You can see,
Misery.
look at the number of pawned accounts on the internet, So,
Oh, wow.
and these are the recent companies that were breached.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. Wow.
so you are not alone.
No. Misery loves company, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
Elsa,
Yeah.
I want to say that, I think I'm on today. I have no questions. I don't come often, but I'm here, I think, to say to you, you are courageous, you are patient, and you are thorough. And you've gone to you've gotten the best information to start with from Lynn. And I just admire your courage and your stamina.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for your words, and Lynn and yours. I really appreciate it, because I got to a point that I have to tell you that I go to the Lord in prayer, asking him to be my tech guidance and wipe this out, because I know he can. It's just so frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
The things that we don't know, that I don't know, and that can happen
Mm-hmm.
in the
Yeah,
technology.
the thing that bothers me is a fraud department in a major credit company, when they see repetitive problems like this, that they don't do more to help.
Yes,
I mean,
that's
if
a
they're
very
on
good,
top of it, and they should do more.
correct. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. How could they keep sending another one and another one and another one, and do not intervene, or try to find what's the problem?
Lynn, I have a question. So the actions are to go to the bank and get rid of all payment accounts, whatever they are, I forget the name, but also to go to those specific things that you found on the I have been pawned, and do that in addition to going to the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Well, in some of those, like their data, like like the government release, like if their government census is released in a data breach, you can't go in and change your information there. But if your data breach was on Twitter or Facebook or websites that you can go in and change your password for, you should go in and do that, especially if the password was compromised. If it's your phone number, there's not much you can do other than change your phone number. But yeah, it's a vicious cycle. But in this circumstance, if you had online banking stuff, you would go in and you would either cancel it or change your password or all of that stuff. And another thing you should say to them at Chase, Elsa, is remove all digital cards if there's a way for them to do that. As Bill said, they should have done this from the get-go.
Right.
But they, I'm guessing, are not going above and beyond and making it just more challenging and frustrating for you. But
Yeah,
if you're there and you have questions, you feel free to call my cell phone and I'll try to put me on speaker and help you.
Oh,
through
that's
it.
so great. Thank you. Yeah.
Or if you're having major issues, if you need me to come with you.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Lynn. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's very frustrating. But I think Chase in general wouldn't do something about it, because I am dealing every time with a different agent, and they deal with that little issue myself, and they just want to get rid of me, like saying, okay, we'll send, because those are the first words. Oh, we are sending you a new card. we're sending, and I'm thinking that costs money for them to produce and change, and they also notify all the big tax companies and everything, like so I don't know. I don't know if they must have a department that deals with those things, but just specific things, and they don't do anything else. They just don't try to solve your problem. They just say, okay, here's a Band-Aid.
I'm guessing, I can't say without doing research, but I'm guessing the way their customer service is set up, they have so many that they have to get through a day, or they are supposed to fix the issue within a certain
Yeah.
time frame, because there's so many people that the quicker they can get you settled and off the phone, they get
Yeah.
perks and things.
Yes.
So I'm guessing that's why, and especially if you don't have the lingo or understand what exactly is happening, it makes
Exactly.
it 10 times worse.
The problem's just insidious. I just got this.
Do you want to shut off the blurred background so we can read it?
Yeah, I'm fun. It's strange. It's from Novan Health. It's a memo. They're a big health supplier in the South, and I use them when I'm in North Carolina. And they set up a portal during the pandemic, like Penn has. And they used a software called Pixel, and it came from Meta, which is basically Facebook. And they were using it to see how successful they were in acceptance of the portal by their consumers. It turns out there's a mistake in what they call Pixel, and I don't know why they choose that name, because that's confusing, because Pixel has a whole different name in the world of meaning in the world of computers. But this was leaking information about people back to Meta, back to Facebook. And they had to finally take it down after they discovered this was going on for a while. And you have no way of doing anything about that. I mean, it's just out in the wild, as they say. But it's when you use the internet, I suppose you're accepting some of this, because you can do things about, or you can do something about some things, but something like this, they send you an apology and that's it.
What's awful is there's information on the internet about you that you never gave anyone, like all of the government records.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
on the internet, your census information, things like that. And if somebody hacks that and gets that, even if you're in the middle of nowhere and have never touched the internet, or if you were born yesterday, there's information online already about you.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, well, in this
So-
case, you've got HIPAA laws that are supposed to prevent that,
Yeah, which is awful.
but it doesn't mean anything.
No. Yeah, we need to do better. That's the biggest fight, I think, in the next 5-10 years in America, is going to be privacy laws about the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least I hope so.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for all your counseling and everything. It helps a lot. So
Yeah, but
Sorry
you
to
did
take so much
nothing
time.
wrong. You did nothing wrong. It's not you. I don't think it's your computers, your anything
oh, good.
physical
makes-
that you have. I don't even think that, like, you swiped it at a gas station or anything and it ripped the numbers off it like they used to do 5, 10, 20 years ago.
Mhm.
I think it was all digital fraud,
Yes.
which is even scarier as we're talking.
Yeah.
So, but good luck when you,
Well, thank you. I'm going
I
to keep you
hope-
updated.
please do. We'll be praying for you.
Thank you. That's the best.
That will be, it always seems to work out in the end. You'll be a support and a champion to encourage others next time
Yes.
you have friends that have this happen. So, yeah. Other questions, concerns, worries of the world? Betty Ann, how's your digital calendar going?
Really well. I'm enjoying it now. That I don't, my husband asked me something because we seem to have doctors that keep canceling appointments and making new one, and he had to have a dental implant. Well, that was all kinds of appointments, but then we saw it was conflicting with things. But now if he asks me in the living room, I don't even have to get up from my chair. If I have my phone next to me, I can look at the calendar and say, oh, you know what? You scheduled that on a day when we're not going to be home. So you might want to change that. Oh my gosh, that was convenient. I like that. So thank you. It was worth the time and effort to set it up.
Good. I'm glad you're not.
But I
throwing
see
up in
Chuck
front.
isn't here, but he was the one that was sending me to a dollar store to get a new purse-size paper calendar. And I just happened to be going that way. So I did get one because I'm that age. I need paper backup.
I wondered if you had picked one up this week.
Yep. Well, you know, for $1, now it's $1.50. That's little to worry about.
That's good. Good. Glad you got that settled. Well, also, I'm sorry that there was 2 other people that said they were hoping to pop on today. Both of them had hack attacks as well.
Oh,
So you would have not been alone in your scary company of being hacked. One was email, it sounded like, and what was the other? It was 3 different like attack phishing things. So you were
and
not
you had a question about the difference between phishing and hacking, and I don't know. So what happened to me, is that hacking, phishing, or what?
well, neither. I would say that it was a stolen identity data breach. So phishing and spoofing and hacking, or hacking is a general term, but I was talking about them in email terminology. And I had I know some of you saw this a long time ago when we first did Tech Time back in the day. But spoofing is when they're gathering somebody's emails into pretending that they are somebody else. So, for example, Pastor Leah this week, when she was welcomed to the church by getting someone created a Gmail account pretending to be her to try to get someone to give them money, right? Because they think if you're a church member, you're more willing to donate to help your pastor. So that is a spoofing email. They looked at our website, they went, oh, Pastor Lee is the head pastor. We'll create an email. We're going to steal all the emails that are on the website for people that run Bible studies and outreach things, and then email them all and see if we can get the data. So that is spoofing. If it's forging an identity, but not actually using your email, right? They didn't get a hold of my L. George email. So this is a example of one that I had from Dawn from, 2019, which is, I need a favor. And then if you respond to that, it will walk you through getting stuff. But you can tell that the email is info@office. It's not dlincoln@westminsterpc.org, which was his email till he retired. And you could tell that, Don's signature is not his standard signature. It doesn't have his little pretty face. So there are flags that warn you, hey, this looks a little off. So if you see an email that goes, oh, this person is asking for a favor, let me rule out the, possible ways to determine if it's legit or not. So these are legitimate.
Lynn,
Yes.
one of the problems is with some of these emails, the sending email isn't obvious. It's often hidden, and you have to go up to the top of the message and hit something that makes it show up.
Yeah, usually you have to click on the first name. So
Yeah.
that's what I had to do here. I double clicked on D Lincoln and it popped up, right?
Right.
So yeah, so if you're responding to it fast, especially if you're on your phone or a tablet, it's easy to overlook. And usually there's some grammar issues that are a red flag, but not always, so it's so thank you for pointing that out. It's important. So phishing is kind of the same idea, but it's forging companies and outside groups that are not specifically like stolen identity type things. And this is a chart of when in 2019, when I made this, things were most likely to happen on Mondays and Tuesdays, and it got throughout the week. And overall, Microsoft and PayPal are the most phishing. So if you get a phishing email, like we helped Roy or Rob with a couple weeks ago, with some of the spam emails he had. If they're coming from businesses that are forged, can you tell if this is a bank or not? They're phishing emails trying to get you to do stuff, and these are the highest phishing attempt emails: Microsoft, PayPal, Netflix, Facebook, Bank of America, credit card, Dropbox, Apple. So
It'd be
they're
phone calls too, Lynn.
Yes. Phone calls, text messages. This is just in regards to emails, but they attack everywhere. You're right, Bill.
Lynn, I wanted to mention about the bank doing more. I fell for a fish a while ago, and I called the bank, which was Citadel, and they suggested that I call the police. And I called the police. They filled out a whatever they did, but also one of their people who works with fraud called me and suggested that I contact one of the credit bureaus to let them know to not allow another account to be open, so nobody would open an account and buy a boat or something. And then they would tell the other bureaus. And that, I thought it was, when you said your bank did nothing, at least I was so proud of my bank for at least telling me, call somebody. And then that person said, do something else. And then of course I had Lynn, and I had to admit that I fell for a fish. But I really, I just think you are so courageous. And so anyway, what about the federal credit bureaus? Are they important to contact?
I send them to places. So I sent this in the email yesterday, but here it is again. You can just forward the email to spam@uce.gov and then also do report phishing at C. The text messages are the easiest to do. You just forward the text messages to that cell phone number, and I can show you again how to do that on your phone if you want. And then you can fill out a form as well. There is also, if you are attacked, so if a friend of yours say, hey, you were spoofed, they might not know that term. A lot of people say it hacking because they don't understand the difference between the three. Hacking is when somebody gets a hold of your password to your email, hacks in and emails from your current email address. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if they got into your email and started sending emails through your email.
Okay.
So if that's the case, you're going to have to change your password, and that's really the only thing you can do. But if you're spoofed, which is, somebody created the Gmail account and is forging to be you can go to Google if it's a Gmail address and report it to Gmail, which is what I did to Leah as well, which is a third option.
But those are just follow-ups. That's not going to cure the problem. It's just reporting.
Yeah, unfortunately, with hackers and computer attackers,
Yeah.
it's a constant stream. There's no way to fix it at this moment. We just have to play defense all the time. So whenever things happen, we report it, and then Google or the FTC will shut those accounts down. But yeah, it's constant. There's no way to get ahead of it. That's why we have antivirus software and ways to put up safeguards, VPNs, things to protect ourselves that hopefully slows down the massive attacks, but it's constant. And even if you do all the right things, like back up your computer and have antivirus software and have a VPN and change your password every 3 months, it can still go through the cracks. It happens to everyone. Clearly, almost half of us have had hacking, phishing things, has stolen identity fraud happen to us. So there's nothing we can do other at this point. I'm hoping in 5-10 years that privacy and it will get more secure, but then the bad guys will be finding new and other ways of doing it because they're always a couple years ahead of us. We don't know what we need until
Yeah.
It's always been a game of catch up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I went to applaud Lynn. Thank you, as always. I'm so glad I dropped in today. It's a real good session. Yep.
It's always good to have you, Sue.
As long as I don't ask a question that takes us off into a 2-hour fix.
Feel free anytime.
No
Any
questions
questions today? No questions?
No.
2-hour fixes are the fun ones.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
We feel like we've accomplished something.
Yeah, it's always good to be
Yes.
challenged.
Yes. I miss those challenges sometimes.
Well, I'll be in touch one day.
We were on our way back from the shore yesterday, and my husband wanted to stop at a Wawa where they had cheaper gas in New Jersey than here. And he said, oh, and I can sign up for that 15% off for that promotion they have. So he pulls up. It turned out to be, I guess, a really good thing that they won't let you pump your own gas there. So the attendant was there, and my husband was, just trying to pass the credit card to sign up for this thing. And he said, well, no, you have to install your credit card information on your phone. And he's, a little behind me in some of these things. It took the poor guy a while, and we had to wait, everything to be approved. And finally it went through, but it makes me a little nervous that now he's got that, could that be hacked? through Wawa. I assume like everything else it could.
If there's a data breach on Wawa's database and somebody gets their hand on your husband's email and password, it's definitely possible. Unfortunately, nothing's safe anymore.
Well, they
But I'm
could
just thinking,
they could get it through it going all around so many different ways, though. It's not just that one, instant, but is it more vulnerable to have that in the phone, or just doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. It's everywhere. There's the best way to protect your accounts, your online accounts, is to change your password every few months. Like ideally, every time you log in, you change your password. That way, every time it's a different password, so it's a little more safe. That's unrealistic for our brains to process. But every 3 or 4 months, it's good to go around and change all your passwords. So if there's a data breach, hopefully they get an old password.
quick silly question about changing your passwords. When I was first starting to create them, I took some time thinking about it and said, well, instead of looking this up, I'll make it something that I understand. It might be a short sentence with, a letter and number, some little figure on the ends. And then when I had to change it, I would change it slightly, but it would still be the basic thing. And I could remember that till the 3rd or 4th time I had to change it. So my question is, say you've changed things and the one you used in the beginning is your favorite one. Can you ever bring that back after a year or 2 or 5 have gone by? Or would that be dangerous to use that again?
Some websites won't let you do that because they remember that. I mean, you could, but I would discourage against it at all costs. It's one of those, it's the more secure, the better. The
Yeah,
more, if you're gonna
be as secure as you can, every website has a different password.
you don't use
Yeah,
one password
absolutely.
for everything.
Yeah.
Which is one of the advantages of doing a password manager, which allows you to do a lot of passwords that aren't even words. So it makes it even more difficult.
Yeah.
But if there's a data breach with that password manager, then you're in trouble. It's more encrypted. So even if there's a data breach, it's very unlikely that they'll get it, but it's still a risk. But yeah, my recommendation for those kind of things is change your password.
This is so weird. I'm thinking, it's a mirror of life. Everything is a risk, but you mitigate what you can. Oh my. Oh dear. Well,
It's like driving, right? It's a
Yeah.
risk to go driving every day, but we do it every day. But
I do enjoy playing like Wordle and dominoes and mahjong and everything on my computer or on my phone. Is that a risk then that I am doing this online?
well, are you logged into accounts with those? Wordle, I don't think you need an account with
No.
New York.
Well, Wordle, yes, with the New York Times, but I don't have to put a password or anything. I just
And
go
your
in,
credit cards
play
are
it.
linked.
What's
those
that? No. And the other ones, I just play for free. So if they ask me to sign up or anything, I just don't. I put up with the ads that come in and everything, but I don't care. I just enjoy playing those things online when I have some time. But I don't know now, is it risky to do it? Because you mentioned that one of those breaches that I had on mine, I've been pawned, was Word with Friends that I have not played for like good 7 years. I played it before. So I wonder if these other ones are something.
Well, for the example with the Word with Friend one, the only thing that was compromised was your email address, your password for Wordle with Friends, if you created an account with them, and your username. So it would only affect, you know, if the hacker wanted to get in your account and play Word with Friends under your account name. So there's really no benefit for them, you know,
Yeah.
do that. So they'll probably like, oh, well, that was a waste of time.
Okay. Good.
And move on to the next user, right, that has a credit card. And then take advantage of the credit card information. But it's one of those, if there's less data in that account, then the less interested they're going to be for your account.
Right.
Where like your credit card is an example, like this hacker wants free meals at DoorDash. So it's like, so they somehow got your credit card online and they're attempting to get free dinner or lunch or whatever. So
Yeah. It's funny.
yeah. It's a battle.
It is a battle, yes.
We
Well,
try
the funny thing is that one thing that that thing that I bought online with this company that I never heard of is Q, and then it's CAMER, and I'm putting up there. So if you see it, just I'm going. They say that it was some tape that they sent to put around some places and everything. And it was a $30 charge. Well, the item never arrived. And this is actually when it started also happening, my problem with the credit card. The item never arrived. They said, oh, it's on the way. So I keep sending back, it's not here, it's not here. Well, yesterday I received a little envelope, a very little envelope. And I said to my husband, oh, maybe these are the little tapes that I had ordered from these people. When we open it, it's empty. There's nothing inside. It was sealed and everything, and there's nothing inside. So this is so weird. I'm not even attempting to contact them anymore or anything. I'm just gonna lose those $30 and the little tape and everything. But you know, you're dealing with people with no morals at all, and they don't care whom they hurt or anything. They just attacked us everywhere.
they want easy money, right?
Yes.
So
It's like a few years ago, there was this scam from, like, you would receive an email from or a phone call from a friend. Oh, I am in India. Please send me. I am stuck here. I lost my passport. I lost blah, blah, blah. Send me $3,000 or whatever. Well, of course, we knew the name, several names. You know the name of the person. All you do is in another phone, you call the person and say, no, it's not me. But I do have a friend. She actually sent money to a person. I don't know if it was in Iran or something like that. You're thinking, oh my goodness, this is now those things are not happening anymore for some reason.
they are, but people are getting smarter, and spam filters are putting them in your spam. So it catches those keywords. They haven't gone away. The spam filters have caught up. That's another catch and mouse example. But yeah, that the sad thing is they're doing attempts like that still. And people are falling for it. And you're getting phone calls that are doing the same thing. Like my friend's grandmother got a call, you know, asking to, oh, I'm your grandson, send me money. And she's like, which grandson? But smart enough to ask that, you know, but.
Yeah, you know, that's something, I'm sorry, a very intelligent neighbor of mine was called by another neighbor who got a phone call. Nephew needed money. Both of them went to the bank together, and the bank then questioned and told them how it was a scam. So that was one good thing that the bank had done. But I truly, both of these women are very intelligent women and compassionate women, and they fell for it. So
That's the thing. They're trying to catch your compassionate generosity side. And your gut reaction. They want you to act with your gut to help.
yeah, that
So-
adrenaline narrow sight thing.
So whenever you get these questions or attempts, you really need to take a step back and go, not to react quickly, just kind of be like, is this real? And then kind of do a process of elimination. And usually there's other attempts, would this person actually call me for this? Would they do something else? Does it sound like them? Things like that. Sorry, today's so grim, guys.
No, today's wonderful because we're here with people that want to help each other against all that blah that's out there. So no, it's a wonderful, uplifting thing to hear.
Yes. Very helpful.
Well, thank you for just staying educated and trying your best to fight these guys.
I guarantee you I'll have questions in the future, because I'm going to attempt to change passwords. So, we'll see. I think I can do it.
Yeah. And as Betty had said, to do doing multiple words versus, one or two, like password routers, right? They're like sometimes cat 567 dog 8 9 10 or whatever, and then another word. So things like that.
Okay, well, I've accepted some strong passwords and it's saved in my little password key thing. And then, I'm not going to go into it. It'll be another time.
Okay, we'll talk about it next time you're on.
Thank you.
Sounds good. I'll let you guys go since I know we're over an hour, but if you have any other questions, I'm happy to.
Thank you so very much. Thank you all. And I'm so sorry I cannot join you on Thursdays because it's my babysitting. And now I have 3. So
how old are they?
Well, one is 4, one is 2, and the other one is 6 months.
Wow.
So I'm changing diapers. I'm playing with them. It's just, it's been crazy, but it's wonderful. It's a very, very nice time for me to share with them. But I miss you guys, but I read every single week what you have gone through and learn a lot. So thank you.
Well, it's nice to see you, but we're glad you can spend the time with your grandkids.
Well, thank you. And thank you, Linda. All your advice is wonderful too. And everything, I'll keep you in mind when I go to Chase and see how it works. But I'll send you a note also so you can keep everybody updated if there's anything new about this stuff.
Please do. Good luck. I'll be thinking of you.
Thank you. God bless you all.
Yeah. See you guys.
Enjoy the day.
You too. Have a
Thank
good
you.
Labor Day.
Yes.